Hey guys, I'm going to be taking this one to the range tomorrow, and I always like to try to figure out how things work, and in this particular case, this is the Savage Model 99C, and the C is for the detachable magazine, which is a very, very nice setup, and simple, but yet genius. This was designed by Arthur Savage in the late 1800s. Arthur is quite an interesting individual, and I'm going to do a video about him sometime in the not so distant future. Got a bolt assembly with an internal firing pin right here. You can see as you start to close the bolt, it's falling in the back. And on a camming motion, two things happen. It locks up into the receiver as well as cocks that firing pin mechanism. I guess you would call this a striker fire. The thing that I find interesting is it doesn't have an exposed hammer on it. You do have an indicator up here which shows you that the gun is ready to fire, and the safety on this locks everything up. Can't open the bolt, can't pull the trigger. Very, very strong design, and this came into effect very, very early on. It was kind of ahead of a lot of people because this type of a bolt, the way it locks up, can handle a lot of the more high pressure rounds because everybody was going from black powder to smokeless. So we're going to be going to the range tomorrow with the Savage 99C. Hey guys, you never know what the weather's going to bring here in upstate New York, and it's February 1st, and as promised, I've got the Savage Model 99C that I refinished the stock on yesterday. This is fresh right out of Frank's gun shop in Canastota. This gun was priced to sell. The guy sold it to me for about $100 less than what he could have got for it. But he has such a good inventory, he wanted to turn it over and get it out there so people could, enjoy the gun. So I stripped it last night, and I topped it with a 6-power Weaver, fixed power, and we're going to try to do a little shooting. I don't even know where it's heading, so it's going to be kind of interesting. The conditions here aren't very good today, but we'll give it a shot. So, literally, the first thing that you notice about the beauty of the 99 is it comes with a detachable magazine. You can shoot Spitzer bullets. Look at this. Ready to go, right? Pop it in. All we got to do is cycle the action. One of the neat things also is that this thing is fast. Doesn't work until you take the safety off. But I mean, just gravity alone really makes the gun cycle very quickly. When I put the scope on last night, I was going, man, they got to have the wrong mounts on it. But actually, this design being as old as it is, it was in manufacturing for 99 years. I would have just kept it in manufacturing for another year to make it to 100. This is a vintage 65. The numbers on it indicate that it's a 1966. But I think they manufactured this C model in 1965. But the serial number dictates 1966. So I'm going to get over on the bench, do a little shooting, and maybe see what we think about the gun. First shots, right? And just a little trivia, Savage Arms also was the, Arthur Savage was the inventor of the radial tire. Okay. On the right. The 99C is chambered in the 308 Winchester. We're shooting 168 grain Match Kings. Here's two different grades of steel that we were shooting at. This is an AR 500 or Hard Ox 450 or so. You can see where they just dimpled the plate. And this is some mild 3/8 steel. And they just blew right through. Just 2-inch group, 100 yards. So what I'm going to do, what do you think about going out to 400 with this 99? Let's try it. "400 yards." Savage Arms is one of my favorite firearms companies. So when they come up with something like this, and it's around for 100 years, you got to kind of respect it. It's almost too easy. Wish I had a little bit more range here, but that's one of the things with rifle shooters. We're always looking to get out a little bit further. Cycle this while I'm on the bench, obviously, and at 300 yards that would be a kind of a tough shot with this gun, but I might try it anyway. What do you think? One shot, 300 yards, offhand. The 99. You know what the odds of me hitting this target are at 300 offhand, first try? One try. I'm noticing the gun's getting a little dirty, so you got to kind of like really crank on the action. So we're going to take that home and clean it. I've got about 35 rounds, maybe 40 rounds through this. And really like this gun. So many guns, so little time, right? Well, once again, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning into my station. Hopefully you find a little bit of value if you're at a gun shop and you're wondering what these are all about. Obviously you want to check the bore and make sure that you know, that there isn't anything odd going on there with a lot of rust or whatever. But you ever see one of these at the gun store, I think the range is probably between 375 and 600 is like average, and then you got something that's really old, probably quite a bit more. But appreciate you watching.